Yo, how y'all doing today? Blessed to see another good day, another morning. Those of y'all that don't know about the heat wave, we're gonna have one all week. Buses are free. Try to stay hydrated and stay cool as you can. Now, topic of the conversation. Never let nobody hush you because you speak your truth. It's meant for you to speak your truth. It's meant for you to be outspoken. Never let nobody hush you when you're speaking your truth. And when I say hush you, I don't mean by telling you to shh or, the basics. I mean, never let their silence stop you from speaking. You might not be reaching them because it's affecting them, because some of the things that you may have said out your mouth fits their content of character. But there's somebody else that your message might have reached, that where you probably helped that person or saved that person's life. You never know who you reach. They always say it could be 10 people in the crowd that you're talking to. As long as you reach one, you did your job. So when I say never let nobody hush you when you speak your truth, that's exactly what I'm talking about. People will group together. Birds of a feather, they flock together in order to kind of opt you out. And when they do this, they create a gang amongst each other to go against you. You the topic of the conversation. Whatever it is they don't like about you, etc., all that. You know the basics. Now, in order for them to feel better about themselves and not have to think about anything that you said that was any truth, they want to gang up on you with somebody else and laugh and joke and talk about you so they can forget how they truly feel about themselves. So continue in your walk. Continue in your path of righteousness. Never let nobody deter you from your path. You know what I mean? You know how they got 2 lanes to a street, 4 lanes, etc. Pick you a lane and you stay in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You do not gotta drive in nobody else's lane. Don't never let nobody fool you or make you think that you do, because you really do not. You do not have to do what other people want you to do just because they feel like you better, because you have a broader horizon about things now, so you don't want to participate in certain activities anymore. Prime example, I grew up playing spades, right? Every time I looked up, we was at somebody else's house playing spades. I went to jail, I went to prison, we played spades. I get out for the last time and I stopped playing spades. Even stopped going to people's houses that wanted to play spades. I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea no more. So I'm like, I'm good on that. Rolling dice, I'm not finna sit here and watch a bunch of boys with their booty hanging out shoot dice, you know what I'm saying? And shit, anything could happen. I don't want to put myself in these type of situations or mix myself in with these kind of environments, because as a righteous man, I can foresee what's about to happen, you know what I mean? And people will sit there and call you, weird for that, but no, it's just wisdom. I mean, you know what I mean? You've been around the block a few times, you'll understand. There's some places you don't want to go to, or there's some things you don't need to be a part of, or anything can happen. That's why we got innocent bystanders to this day. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault, but being in certain areas, it's like, this is what can happen, which is why people run from the areas that there is a lot of shooting and things like that, because they don't want to be even around it, so that they can't say that, well, anything can happen. No, we getting fuck away from around it. That way we ain't finna even say anything can happen. We away from it. We in a better area. We got a better chance at growing into who we need to be. That's the goal. But anyway, learn how to pretty much become your own leader and walk your own lane. And if somebody judges you, let them judge you. Let them get away with thinking that they know who you are. Let them get away with saying the things that they say, etc. If they wasting that much energy into, who you are and what you got going on, then they really ain't got much going on themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of things don't pay your bills. Don't put money in your pocket. Don't put gas in your car. Don't put clothes on your back, food in your mouth. So there's some things we just don't have to pay attention to or worry about. You know what I mean? If you're miserable, you're miserable. Let them be where they at with that. But never let them hush you on speaking your truth. If you elevated yourself to a point where you're starting to see things now more clearly, where when you were probably a little younger, you were scared to speak. Now that you're opening your mouth, you're losing a lot of people. It's because they see that you see that they are full of, you know what? Division of people happens even within the families because of this. Because somebody then grew up, somebody that outgrew somebody else. I remember growing up when I was young and certain aunties and uncles and cousins didn't come to the cookout or the barbecue or just, the gathering at the house in general, right? I used to always ask, like, why don't cousin such and such come, or why don't auntie, such and such come, or uncle such and such? They never had an answer. It was always a dismissal, like, you know what I'm saying, we don't really mess with them, or they think they better than us, etc. No, to come to find out the truth, those people that wasn't showing up anymore had outgrew the people who were still doing the same shit that they saw them doing for years. And these individuals that was not showing up was living their best life. Like, they were really living better than the people that was gathering around one another. So if that makes sense to you, hopefully it does, understand that elevation and outgrowing your siblings, friends, acquaintances, is not a bad thing. Outgrowing people is just your mental is becoming more and more stronger and mature. You're awakening to the things that you need to see. Never walk around with your eyes wide shut because that's what somebody want you to do. You know what I mean? Like, if you can please them in that area, you a fool, because you shouldn't be trying to please them in that area. You should be basically saying, like, I'm not with it, so I'm finna go do this. More power to you. I'll talk to you later. I've done it plenty of times and I'm well hated for it, but I really don't care because, like I said before, I pay my own bills. I get up every day and I make sure that I go to work so that I got food in my mouth and money in my pocket, gas in my car, etc. I'm the one that has to take care of me. So I can care less about how you feel. Just know I'm standing in my own lane. I'm standing in my faith. I'm standing in my righteousness. 10 toes down. That's what we call standing on your square. Knowing exactly who you are and saying to other people, I'm not for that anymore. You know what I mean? You can say what you want to say about me, but I don't participate in that kind of activity anymore, none of those things, etc. Doesn't make that you feel like, it doesn't make you seem like you're better or nothing. Like, I think that's just a tactic to get you suckered back in like crabs in a bucket, trying to get out, pull one back in. Definitely a great scenario for that. So like I said before, not keeping nobody no time long. I just had something on my mind this morning. I wanted to share with whoever is out there that may feel like because they don't get likes on their Facebook or their Instagram or these social media sites, that people aren't watching them. Like, yeah, they're watching you for sure. They're just not happy about you not being scared to say something that they're scared to say. That's an ass kisser. That's a weak individual. That's what you call the definition of a coward. Never be afraid to speak. Don't let these people hush you at all when you speak your truth. Peace.